Back here on the Iona Insider pregame show, John Sanko being joined by head coach Billi. Coach, the team is coming off an historic win against Marist, 73-71. What'd you take from that win?
It was a great game. Marist obviously is a very good team who set the bar in our conference for quite some time. So to be able to go up there and compete and get a win in their place, I think says a lot about our group and our resiliency to fight, from down 10 and to try to get back on top. So it was exciting. Obviously, you got to move forward very, very quickly and move on to the next opponent. So just hoping, we can learn about our team a little bit today, that they're ready to bounce back and stay focused.
Marist went up by 10 with about 16 minutes left in the second half. You called a timeout. What did you say during that timeout to calm the team down?
Well, we just talked a little bit about the runs, and we referenced Quinnipiac where, we were up by 20 and they went on their run. They're a good team, and, we kind of fell apart a little bit in our eyes where we weren't, in it for each other enough. We weren't huddling enough. We weren't keeping ourselves composed on the floor. So we just talked about the fact that they're a good team. They made their run. Their run stops now, and we need to make our run. And we needed to do it at that moment. So that was pretty much the conversation, prior to us getting in the huddle and then us getting in the huddle and repeating the same thing. So I think that gave the girls a little bit of confidence, a little bit of energy.
The game came down to the final possession for Iona, and D'Amica Martinez hit that amazing floater from the free throw line. Can you talk about the play you drew up and how maybe it didn't go according to plan, but still she was able to put it in?
It did not go according to plan. But I think the girls got in the right spots. They got the ball into her hands, which obviously was the plan. And then, with D'Amica, she can create. She sees things that most kids don't see when they're out there. And, she just kept the ball in her hand, stayed composed, and tried to get herself just a little bit of an opening and found it and was able to knock down the shot.
Aaliyah Robinson played basically starters minutes of the game. What went into her playing so much time?
Aaliyah was just confident for us. She's been very, very good defensively for the past 3 or 4 games and not really in a rhythm offensively. So she's been trying to get in the gym, get shots up, and prepare herself to really contribute on that side of the ball. So just getting out there and shooting with confidence, even coming out kind of flat in the first half, she came back with the confidence that she was ready to go ahead and continue to shoot and get the ball in her hands and knock down some big shots for us.
Yeah, how big were those back-to-back three-pointers that ended the Marist run, and then 6 straight points for her? She finished with 17 points. How big were those 2 buckets, and overall, how big was she to the game?
Aaliyah was huge for us that game. D'Amica hit the last shot, and, all credit goes to her for finding that and having the confidence and wanting the ball in her hands. But Aaliyah's, really gave us the energy off the bench and was the person who kept us in the game. And, all the girls even said that to her, that she was the reason. So I think that gives her a little bit of confidence going forward, and I'm excited to see how she comes out today.
46 of Marist's 71 points came in the paint. Was that a result of Sabrina not being in the game?
I wouldn't say so, because they were coming in the paint when Sabrina was in the game too. I think we did a very poor job defensively inside the paint and keeping them out of the paint and letting them do what we want to do. I think we got a little caught up on trying to defend the three-point line a little bit too much and just kind of let them do what they wanted inside. So obviously an adjustment we need to make and some conversations we need to have.
The first half there was foul trouble for Iona. Alicia Powell, Joy Ems, and D'Amica all had 2 personal fouls. How did you manage through those fouls and get out of the first half unscathed?
By holding our breath. We were just trying to get them in spots where they would be okay and trying to shift them around to people who may not have been as aggressive defensive or offensively going to the rim, or some of the girls, on Marist, some of their guards do a great job of posting up, trying to keep our guards off of those guards who would post up and just shifting them around and trying to hide them a little bit. So it seemed to work a little bit. We kept them in there with the fouls and with the way the game was going. But they worked hard and they tried to do what they needed to do.
Yeah, now the team has to rebound today, come back with a lot of energy against Marist, the 4th-ranked preseason team coming off an overtime win against Iona. What are you looking for in today's game?
I'm looking for us to come out and set the tone again when it comes to the pace and when it comes to energy. Again, like you said, you have to have a short memory. You have to move on to the next opponent, and nothing that we did on Monday is going to affect today's game. So I'm hoping that we come out energetic, ready to go, and ready to push the ball up and down the floor.
Katie Szynski is a preseason first-team member for the MAC. She's a phenomenal down-low post player. What's the key to stopping her?
It's going to be a couple of different people taking on that task today. Really trying to get her out of her rhythm and keep her away from the ball a little bit and keep her out of the paint, keep her, away from having clean looks at the basket. So we're just going to have to, communicate about where she is as soon as we're on defense, and then, different people matching up on and off of her.
Felicia DeCruz is the point guard for the Stags, but she's really a pass-first, shoot-second point guard. She's someone you can help off of on defense?
I wouldn't say that after watching Sienna's game the other night. She really stepped up and knocked down a lot of shots for them right inside the 3. So, obviously, like you said, she's a pass-first point guard. You want to pull off of her a little bit, but we're definitely going to have to know where she is. She's probably playing with a ton of confidence today, coming off of that huge win for them and her really, putting the dagger in. So we got to make sure we know where she is too.
Now, the MAC was not kind of scheduling these games for you guys. You were home against Quinnipiac, on the road against Marist, now on the road at Fairfield. What would it mean to come out of this tough stretch 3-0?
I think that would be big for our program right now to come out of this stretch 3-0. Like I said, you know, the MAC is just unbelievably loaded with talent. So these are tough games back to back, and even outside of these games, you know, you never know what you're going to get on any given night. Each team is coming ready to compete, and it's a lot of good basketball being played. So it would be great for us to come out 3-0 against the top half of the league tonight.
All right, Coach, good luck today.
Thank you.